What's poppin', y'all? It looks like we're at the point in this beef, not only where it seems to be like it's over, but what makes it even worse is that I'm getting a lot of flashbacks, some deja vu to the Pusha T beefs, which is when the winner, in this case Kendrick Lamar, in the previous case Pusha T, their fans are kind of cooling. They're just chilling, they're celebrating, they're enjoying the song. In the case of Pusha T, that song wasn't really too that enjoyable, although the information is what they were marveling at. In this case, people are actually just enjoying the song, and the fact that they believe Kendrick Lamar won. However, in both scenarios, you had Drake fans they were going for gold in the Cope Olympics, because my God, they were just trying to run so many different narratives. And in this case, Kendrick Lamar's track, Not Like Us, not only did it beat I think it was Wants and Needs, it was a track that I believe he had with Lil Baby. Drake had the previous all-time record for Spotify for one-day streams. I don't know if it was a hip-hop record, though, because I have a hard time believing that Taylor Swift or someone else wouldn't have that record, or even a K-pop act. So it might have been rap. We're not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that, but he beat that record within our realm at the very least. And then it outstreamed it the second day, and then the third day. So this song is gaining steam. It's getting more hype. And Drake stands, this is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. They're trying to say that Kendrick Lamar stole his lyrics and got them off of Twitter. And we're just going to go through a couple. And they post some tweets. Keep in mind the dates on these tweets. One was from 2021 that said, certified lover boy, more like certified pedophile, which is one of the bars on the track. Another one from 2021, Drake's favorite chord must be A minor. Another one from 2016, if she listened to Drake, she a OV ho. What else do we have here? 2023, what if Drake was called the 69 God? They screenshotted this. It has 131 views. This is the reason why I find this so pathetic is because, number one, there are millions and millions and millions of minds that are going to tweet random bars or random lyrics. The idea that these are all original thoughts is ridiculous. Not to mention the fact that these are probably the thoughts that come to the top of your head, like OV ho. Anybody would come up with that. Anybody in a 5th grade roast session would come up with OV ho if one of their homies was repping OV ho. So the fact that this is stolen is ridiculous. These tweets have no views. And on top of that, these lines aren't even impressive. Nobody is impressed by the lines that Kendrick Lamar dropped here. Nobody's like, yo, he said A minor. No, they're not impressed with the lines. They're impressed and shocked by the audacity to drop these lines, as well as the delivery of these lines. Like, if he just dropped it rapping regularly, it wouldn't really hit. They'd be like, okay, these bars are kind of whack. Because they're really not impressive bars. Now, if you take the context of the rest of the song and a lot of bars that were dropped throughout the rest of the song, you see the level of lyricism, and you can't pull out those bars. You got to pull out the most simple ones. Like, oh, he is 69 God. Like, come on, dog. And this is where things get pathetic because you're trying to spin up a narrative that isn't even effective. Like, if you're going to try to create some sort of narrative to take down Kendrick Lamar, you have to come with a good one and then build that up, and then hopefully it gets some mind share. But with this, nobody that's in the middle, or God forbid on Kendrick Lamar's side, let's just talk about the middle, because I pretty much fall in there. I do not care about any of these people. If their careers failed tomorrow, I wouldn't care. If they got 10 number one singles over the next year, I wouldn't care either. Sure, I would talk about it, and it would be cool, but I'm not invested in either of these people. However, there are a bunch of people that are invested in Drake for whatever reason. I don't know. It's freaky to me. No pun intended. And a bunch of people that are invested in Kendrick Lamar. So where I fall is kind of fair. I'm like, this is kind of whack. This is not convincing me at all. This is making Drake fans look more pathetic, and it's making Drake look worse. Because like, yo, these are who's rocking with you? They're trying to say he stole lyrics? And then they said word for word. It's like, yeah, there's 2 words. Certified lover boy, which is 3 words. Okay, whatever. And certified file. Wow, damn. Now, if people were saying that, yo, these are crazy level bars by Kendrick, it would be a different story, but they're not. And there's a reason why they can't find other bars that Kendrick supposedly stole. And to say that, number one, for him to find a tweet from 2016, that would mean that he had to look up the actual term and phrase into Twitter. That tweet's not just appearing, and he's not remembering something for 8-9 years. He 100% didn't see it the first time. So for you to tweet, or for you to look up a tweet with the exact terms used in the tweet, that means he already thought of the line himself. So what are we doing here? It's a bunch of nonsense that they're doing, not we're doing. We're just looking at this and marveling at the absolute cope. You know what they say? First stage of grief is denial or something like that. Hey, Drake could possibly still come with something. There have been rumblings and teasings of it, although I don't see it coming, especially with what's been going on, which we'll talk about, subject for another video. And like I said earlier, if Kendrick had writers or ghostwriters, which is unrelated to this, it's somewhat of a tangent, but bear with me here, it would have came up in this beef, yet it didn't. So that's another win that we got to put, or like a belt or a badge or a pin that we have to put on Kendrick Lamar in this beef, is that he's been Teflon when it comes to writing. So this guy's wrote all of his stuff. No ghostwriters. If they existed, they would have came out, or somebody would have thrown some rumor. We saw in the beginning, I think it was before this beef even really kicked off. I think it was maybe after Like That. I don't know the exact timeline because everything's just happened so fast. It feels like That dropped 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, that was well over a month ago. Someone tried to say that he was ghostwriting or whatever for Kendrick Lamar, and he also said that he did that for Roddy Ricch, but he was exposed as not having done a damn thing for Roddy Ricch. And Roddy Ricch is rolling with Kendrick Lamar, which is somewhat unrelated. But yeah, that guy wasn't doing anything for Kendrick Lamar, and he wasn't doing anything for Roddy Ricch. If he lied about the Kendrick Lamar thing, I'm not really going to believe him. And I think if that were an angle that had any merit to it, Drake would have 100% brought it up. Now, we got to circle back to why the OVO Defense Squad is trying to run this narrative. It's because people said that Drake was reacting to Twitter or replying to Twitter in the Heart Part 6, which they 100% were, or he 100% was. He was addressing every single point, not just Twitter, but the public narrative. And like I said prior, he kind of needed to do that. It was a good way to bow out if that was his plan, or maybe plans change. We don't really know. But that's what he needed to do. It was going to get backlash whether or not he did it. And I don't think anybody was saying he took bars from Twitter, but you just get the feeling. Like, people that were experiencing this beef, they were like, yo, this feels like he's making a PR statement. And a ton of people said that. Nobody, not even Drake haters in the beginning, were saying, oh, Not Like Us sounds like a tweet compilation. Nobody. Drake stans weren't saying this. So now to come back after the fact, it just looks like clownery. Come back with something better, or just accept the L, because trying to come up with a narrative like this just comes off as an L. Well, hopefully we continue to see some entertainment in the coming weeks, or else we're going to have to go back to, I don't even want to name drop. I was going to name drop a couple of female rappers that were beefing, but I'm in such a good mood, and hip-hop's just been so fun that I don't want to throw them as the butt of the joke in this video. That's just shameful. Well, no, it's not shameful. It's just, I'm just not in that kind of mood right now. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.